Yeah, and quite literally, we were jigging. You kept getting broken off, and then I kept getting broken off. Will was just filming or doing some bullshit. I don't know. You and I were jigging and kept getting broken off. And we're like, what the hell is going on? Are we getting sharked on all these lures? On all these jigs? What the hell's happening? And they're just normal butterfly jigs or whatever. Catch and release, baby. Into the cooler! And let's sort of go into a lot of people ask us, right, when they meet us or whatever, okay, you fished, your whole lives, whatever. What are some highs and lows that you've had? Give me a story, and then I'll give you a story of maybe a great catch or a great trip, and then maybe a worse trip and a lesson you learned from it.
You want good or bad first?
Give me the bad first.
All right, I'll give you the bad
and then
first.
We'll build up to the good.
Let me think of a good one. Got a good one. My first job out of high school, or in high school, I was working on a striped bass boat out of Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey. And we were on a charter, and we were fishing in the Hudson, and the Staten Island ferry was passing, as I was on the bow of the boat, casting a bunker chunk out. Mm-hmm. And we had literally just gotten sponsored. I think it was by Tsunami or something like that. Okay. We got a brand new set of rods on the boat and whatever. I'm looking over at the ferry, we're anchored up, and I'm about to, cast my bait out. I might have been distracted by a pretty girl or two on the bow of the boat. And
that's the other 10% of your Instagram feed that's not all fishing.
Okay, all right. Yeah. And we're cutting that out. So I'm on the bow of the boat, and my captain's literally looking me dead in the eye. And I'm looking at the girl on the boat, dead in the eye. I wind up this underhand cast, I backlash the reel with it 20 feet out. Backlashes, the rod goes flying out of my hand directly at the Staten Island ferry, and my captain's looking at me. He's like, "You gotta be kidding me, dude! Don't you work on a boat? What are you doing?" So I don't even know if that's a low. It's kind of just a funny story.
Sounds pretty low to me, man.
Yeah, it was on the lower side. Not on the higher side. And a good high. I mean, this year I caught my first blue marlin, which was cool. It comes with a low. Prior to this year, I was probably 0 for 30 on blues, something like that, 25 or 30. We do a lot of marlin fishing, and I've caught a lot of marlin for other people, but as the angler, I had never caught one.
Yeah.
And got it done on the last day of my trip this August down in St. Thomas, so that was pretty cool. Lost them literally every way that you could possibly imagine. Pulled hook, broke line, blah, 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 blah. So that was a good one. What about you?
Those are pretty good ones, man. I'll start with my low. I'd say probably there are a lot to choose from. So the one I'll pick is I was on a trip. This was literally this past season, and right, it's we're all lifelong fishermen, right? Whatever. Obviously, we're not experts. We never claim to be. But we've done it enough years.
Maybe that should be our slogan now.
It should be fake fishermen.
Fake fishermen.
Or just a truthful bad fisherman.
Oh, yeah, truthful.
That's what it is.
The reality of fishing.
The realistic fisherman. And I was taking my boss and another senior guy in my office on a canyon trip. And it was myself, my dad, them, and then Captain Jamie Hummel, who obviously, he's one of the people, as you said, who's always behind the scenes.
Yeah, Jamie, hopefully you come fish or come do the podcast with us so
100%.
we can tell them how good you are at fishing.
100%. And anyway, we had this probably 50-pound albacore that it hit a spreader bar. And I think it was one of the Sterling Tackle side trackers that we always use. And and we get it to the boat. They're fighting the fish. Jamie's driving, and my dad's sort of leadering, and I'm on the gaff. And then this fish just comes up, and the side of this fish is just perfectly visible, and I just kind of hesitated, and I think, I don't know, because I was I just don't want to fuck this up, my boss is here, whatever. And what did I do? I fucked it up. And I went, and instead of going ahead of it, I went to where it was, which you're never supposed to do, right? You always want to aim ahead of the fish.
Very typical.
So then I missed it. Then it just dives, and then spits the hook, and it's gone. And if there's one time you don't want to see Jamie Hummel, it's when you miss again. Because I certainly got read the riot act, and I didn't do it again, luckily. So that was a good low, especially in front of my boss. But we caught another one after, thank God. So that was fine.
Yeah.
I was afraid I was getting fired.
You would have had two if you caught the first one. That's crazy.
That's true. That would have happened. But I don't focus on that. I focus on the positives.
Positive.
I would say probably a positive. I mean, honestly, I feel like that time, and I know we were talking about this in our other episode, but that time that we were jigging and getting swordfish on jigs was like pretty insane.
Yeah, it was a cool one.
Like being out in the canyon. I forget where we were at Beach or something. I think
we were out there.
And and quite literally we were jigging. You kept getting broken off, and then I kept getting broken off. Will was just filming or doing some bullshit. I don't know. You and I were jigging and like kept getting broken off. And we're like, what the hell is going on? Like, are we getting sharked on all these lures? Like, on all these jigs? Like, what the hell's happening? And they're just like normal butterfly jigs or whatever. And then all of a sudden, you finally get one to the surface, and a freaking bill comes out of the water. And we're like, holy shit, like, this is crazy. And we're all using all of our, like, UVT jigs. And literally, we're just, like, pulling in all these swordfish. And, like, they're all small, but they're all, like...
Oh, we hooked a good one. Remember that?
Pounds.
We hooked
one big one.
Yeah,
actually.
we hooked one big one.
One bigger one. But that was insane. And like our normal sword bait with the light and the weight and everything, that did get touched once. And that story that happened with it was funny, which we'll tell. But yeah, it was pretty remarkable. Like, I've never seen that. People were literally messaging us like, this is fake, this is AI. Like, how dare you guys? And
right, it was fake for the record.
Of course,
yeah.
exactly.
Let's just make sure that people know that we fake everything.
100%. No, none of our content's original. It's all
unoriginal, yeah.
100%. But yeah, I mean, right, obviously, like, everyone with a brain knows, like, social media, there are always going to be people saying random stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you have to just kind of slide it off. Like, we just don't really care about that part. But, like, it was pretty funny, though, that people were like, you guys have the audacity to make this up. Like, obviously, you can't catch swordfish on jigs.
How
and I'm like,
dare
well,
you?
Obviously, you can, because this just happened. But
but it did.
Exactly. Could I replicate that 100 times if I tried? Probably not. But you know what? It happened. And, and that was, like, epic. And then we also got, like, a ton of yellowfin jigging that night. Like,
yeah,
fish after fish.
Really
they were, like,
trip.
40, 50-pound fish. Loaded up the box. And then we got those big eyes in the morning. Like, that was an insane trip.
Yeah, that was sick.
And I remember... Will you tell everyone what happened with the one swordfish that actually hit the swordfish jig
repeat story, but in very classic Andrew Westrich fashion. There was the light was like, so you got, when you're swordfishing, you got a float, and then you got a lead and a light and a bait and whatever. So swordfish, when they bite, they usually swim against weight. So a lot of times they'll swim the weight right up to the surface. And Andrew's like, that light is running across the surface. I don't know, why is it like, I see a light moving. And meanwhile, the buoy's like zipping across the surface. And we're like, Andrew, what do you mean? Like there's a swordfish on the damn line. And we come tight on it. And the worst part, I mean, this sucked, but you can't do anything about it. The main line just parted, 130-pound main line, no tension, just parted. And we watched this swordfish do circles around the boat with this stupid light hanging off of his face.
After the line
for like,
broke, literally just kept, it's like Jaws, just swimming around the boat, looking at the light.
Exactly.
That was painful.
Never claimed to be professionals.
Nope, not at all. That was painful.
Painful.
Yeah, at least we caught a bunch of others jigging, but that was pretty, and that was definitely the biggest one.
Yeah.
Because when you lose a fish, it's always the biggest one, by definition.
Exactly.
As everyone that fishes knows.